Just a second there. And you're live.
Hello and welcome everybody. Here today at the Historic Porsche Cup, round 3 here at Spa. The first of the endurance races, first of 2. Alon's at Bathurst, final round. And yes, I'm back after my not needing to be done absence from last round, but anyway, things happen. Of course, Thomas Hinss here is leading the way, or leading through Historic Porsche Cup, and alongside me, after doing an amazing job last round, after me unexpectedly not appearing, is Yuri Castor. How are you, Yuri?
Hello everyone, I'm good. Thanks for that. It was kind of a surprise last race, bit of stress there, but it all went fine. Let's hope it goes better this race though.
Yeah, well at least we won't be as out of breath this time because we had to share the load this time around, so that should be good. So, here we are, of course, Spa, massively famous track, probably one of the most famous in the world, one could argue. So we'll now have a look at the track in a little bit more detail. So here at the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit, located in Stavelot in Belgium. Legendary track here, one of the most famous tracks probably in motor racing really. 7k long, 20 corners, and we're expecting a top speed of about 239 kilometers per hour in these Porsches here at the round 3 of the Historic Porsche Cup. First of the 2 Enduros, the other one is at Bathurst at the end of the season. As you can see there, a lot of very legendary corner names here. You've got a Rouge, you've got La Source, Pouon, Kemmel Straits, Stavelot. There is just so many very legendary corners here at this track, and it really is an absolute joy to drive around this circuit, and very challenging as well, especially in these Porsches with the way they drive. 3 sectors as always. The first one ends at the end of the Kemmel Straight, as you can see there, just coming up on screen. The second one ends just after Stavelot, and the third one goes all the way to the line. Of course, we have quite a few overtaking opportunities here. You've got obviously into La Source, the first one, down into after the Kemmel Straight there. It's a very popular overtaking spot. And the hairpin there as well. Let's put into the campus section is another popular one, and then the final one is the final chicane there. And now we have our driver profile. So today it is Dennis Betty we're doing. He's British, been sim racing since 1998, and his first sim racing game was Gran Turismo. Apparently in 2000 his brother helped him build a rig or two for his buddies so they could race Grand Prix 3 using the hot seat mode. Of course GP4 came out and he lost a bit of interest in sim racing, but then he got a copy of GT Legends in 2012, and that got him back into it. He joined RD in 2013 and became a regular club racer. And this is his first league entry, actually, and he likes to keep fit, just enjoys cycling and hill climbing, likes watching live music and touring on his Triumph motorcycle. And so any time now we should have the championship standings coming up, and it's been an interesting championship so far, pretty close actually at the top of the order. After 2 rounds, as you can see, Ross McGregor leads at the moment with 570 points. Then it's Gulham is silver, he's on 509. Jarek Kostovsky is 471 there, and he's actually doing a very good job here, I think, personally. He could be one to pop out later in the season if he can be consistent. Stig Bidstrup is 4th, Dennis Betty, the man we just did the profile on there, he's 5th. Stanjak 6th, Yonex Simonjic 7th, Ramsbottom is 8th, Snep is 9th, and Anderson is 10th, bringing out your top 10. As you can see there, the rest of the field there. A lot of guys there with good pace. I mean, you got Oscar Harwick very fast there, as well as LaRosse and Rodriguez have shown pace. But I guess it all depends as well on whether you can finish the races. Is always a challenge, and if you attend all the races, because some won't be able to attend them all, so that could affect the championship standings. But Ross is leading at the moment, and we'll want to see if he can hold on for the rest of the season all the way till the end. There you are, ladies and gentlemen. A nice little intro to the track, and Dennis Betty as well in the championship, which is a bit of an interesting championship because you've got people who have done only a couple of races, some have done only a couple of rounds, so interesting to see how that all plays out with people sometimes not making, of course, with personal commitments and all that kind of stuff. But obviously I wasn't there last round, Yuri, but who was your standout performer, would you say, in the last round?
I'd have to go with Ross McGregor there. He had an outstanding performance there in race 2 after he was punted off in the second corner, and he came back all the way to almost podium position. That's championship stuff right there.
Yeah, he's definitely improvement so far. I mean, he dominated at Sebring, and of course doing well at Montreal, and he's looking, I would assume he's looking good here, doing 2:37s, which are top pace at the moment. Of course, Silver, he's done 37.7, you've got guys in the 38s, so plenty of guys close to the pace. I believe we've got 17 drivers in the server at the moment, so I think we were supposed to have 20, so we're missing a few, but hopefully they'll join. I'm hoping Rodriguez joins, because he's been a bit of an interesting one with the pace, has shown some good pace and spark in early rounds.
He was good last week as well. He was quite competitive there for the podium.
So we're just waiting, of course, till qualifying begins. Shouldn't be too long. Then we can get started here, and of course we won't have the break here, because this is the 1 hour race, an endurance format of 2. The other one's at Bathurst in the final round of the championship. So a bit different. We pit stops. It's the big thing. We can be all strategic about it. We've got a pit between lap, I believe it's 23 lap race. We've got a pit between lap 8 and 14, I believe it is the pit window.
It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do, because changing tires in this mod is going to take a long time, and you only have to change 2 tires. You can win about 30 seconds ahead from not changing over 2 tires.
There you are. They just think, just do the rears and then you just leave the fronts, because they wouldn't get too bad, you wouldn't think, so it's probably the way to go.
Yeah, it's a risky strategy, because the car is going to be unsettled after that.
Yeah, it's going to be, of course, unbalanced. The warns on the front, the news on the rear. So, yeah, that would be very interesting to try and handle for the drivers. But I guess if they can handle it, then it might be worth the risk. But we'll have to see that. As you say, it's very interesting. Might have a few people having a few issues after the stop if they do that sort of strategy and not quite used to the difference. So, apparently also 2 minutes to go to a quali. So, there we are. And apparently Ross feels like he's been a bit sick recently. So.
Yeah, it's not a good round to be sick at this one, the endurance round.
Yeah, definitely not. If anyone's going to be sick and do it, it'll be Ross. So credit to Ross. Feeling well, and he's still here, still pumping out laps and willing to do it. So credit to you, Ross. It's commitment,
nice
I
to
say.
see.
So we'll do the little preemptive prediction game. Who do you reckon for quali?
Well, the obvious choice, of course, is McGregor, but there are some guys that could maybe surprise us on this long track of Spa.
It's true. You've got, of course, Silver's always a bit of he could pull something out of the bag, potentially. I mean, even the guys like Kostovsky, Jones, LaRosse, only a second off, really. I mean, they're only half a second off Silver's best here. So, yeah, I mean, I'd agree we're going to be McGregor, but you never know. I mean, with him not feeling at his top, not the top of his game, he might make a mistake or two, so you never know. So,
yeah, that's true.
Be close, though.
You have to take in mind that it's a half an hour qualifying this one, so there's plenty of time to set a good lap.
That's true, yeah, that's right. It's the extended qualifying too for the Enduro, yeah. So yeah, plenty of time for that lap to occur. Of course, it is a long lap. It's about 2 minutes. Well, best one's a 2 minute 37 at the moment, so very long lap around Spa, especially in these cars. Not the quickest cars around. All right, qualifying starting. There we go. Min's just given the call, so we should be heading to it any moment now. Interesting to see. There we go. Vote passed, and boom. There we are. Right, qualifying begins. Half an hour. Fun, so a pretty long qualifying session in the end. But I do think that it should be interesting to see how close these guys are.
Let's see who's going out first, who's anxious to go out already.
Looks like... I swear I just saw who it was and I've lost him.
It's Yves Leroux who's going out first, and then Staniak right behind him.
Ah, there you go. He's first out. There we go. He's Keen.
There goes Deploy out of the pits.
Yep, actually, yeah, you're right. Vincic first out, so he'll be first there on the track. By the looks of it, looking through the field. Which is always nice. Gives you the whole track, of course, to have to yourself, so you can have the space. As Fernando said you always leave it the space. Yep. Had to reference it terribly, sorry, I know. Even I'm a bit ashamed of that one. Anyway. So we'll keep an
Always
eye
good
on
to have
you.
a nice joke in here.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll be keeping an eye, of course, on Simchichi we first out. And he's another one as well that we should mention. It's usually up the front. I know it. He wasn't there at Sebring, of course. Couldn't make it, but pre-season he was quite strong. So how was he at Montreal?
Very good in the first race there. He jumped McGregor there off the start into first position. He got overtaken though, but he followed him to the finish line, and I think he finished like 4 tenths behind him, so he's very much up to pace there.
Yeah, one to keep an eye on, that's for sure. So we're keeping an eye on him. Hopefully he'll be able to mount a challenge. At the very least, what I want is that rivalry that was there at pre-season between him and Silver to actually become a rivalry and a thing. I really want that to happen. I've been pushing that the whole time. So I'm hoping that that'll happen, because that would be something interesting to watch and just sort of make things entertaining.
Let's see if Spa will do the trick for that.
Alright, so looks like he's actually got gap 2 to Evers. He's sort of charged out and everyone else has just sort of taken their time. So he's got quite a lot of space behind him, Yernick. So he won't have to worry about anyone catching up to him, which is always nice when you're on qualifying.
With his space, I don't think he'll have to worry much about that.
Yeah, it's a very long lap, a lot of space around, especially when you don't have a 50-car field. So space shouldn't be an issue here in qualifying, but you never know. You never know. Traffic can always pop up at most inopportune times, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yes, of course, the slower guy won't stop his qualifying run if he's on a good lap for him.
Exactly, yep. If he's on a flying lap, he doesn't have to stop it, so don't be surprised if a few guys getting caught, they'll just sort of, nope, just going to keep going, thank you. I am on a lap. I'm on a quick lap for me, so nope, not going to slow, not going to get out of your way. There you go, Yernick now starts a lap. See how it goes. Be first out, first going around. Knowing how his consistency is. Looking alright so far. Was possibly a little wide there on the exit I noticed in turn 1, but nothing too terrible. Taking good lines by the looks of it.
He's got a good exit for this long back straight here.
Indeed, indeed. Good speed that'd be. I think we were expecting, in the video, the expectation was 2:39, I believe, so we'll see what he gets up to here. See, 36, 37, 40. Yeah, just hitting the 40 mark there, so spot on pretty much the expected top speed. Through lay comms there, lay comms section. We're seeing down towards after the hairpin, the corner with no name. It's the only corner on the track that doesn't have a name.
It's a very hard corner, this one. Very hard to manage the understeer.
Yes, indeed, very true. With the camber, of course, as well, the track sort of falls away from you, so the car just wants to go and go and go. You've got to try and, keep it in check. Hello. Speaking of keeping in check. Bit of a moment there for Yernick, but he holds it.
Bit tail happy there, that will compromise his exit a bit, but shouldn't be too bad going downhill there.
Indeed, yeah. It's looking alright though, so apart from that mistake, it looks pretty good. Like, the rest of the lap's been pretty nice, been pretty quick and consistent, so see what the lap's like. As we said, I think P7-ish will be sort of around the top pace, so he'll be looking to get that, and I do think he could get it because he's been showing the sort of leader's pace pretty much all season long so far. It's just entering the final sector now, of course, just there, it starts, just after Stavelot. Down towards Blanchimont. Looking good, as we've said. Maybe the one mistake, that little bit of a tail-happy moment there out of the corner with no name, but aside from that, looks like a good lap. I'd say he's got to be close to 2:37 surely, although, hello. Oh.
Bit tail happy there again.
Oh, very tail-happy. That was a good catch, I'll give him that. I thought he was going to go straight into the wall there, but catch from Yernick. So that's going to cost him a little bit more, so this might actually be maybe even a 2:38 if it's that bad in terms of lost time, but we'll see.
He's got a good exit here though.
He has, yep, he has. Let's have a look. And it actually might be 2:37. Nearly 2:38 too. That's not bad, considering that it was a bit of a scruffy lap. That's pretty good.
So we might expect a good lap from Simonic later on.
Yes, indeed. I do agree on that one. So who was next? It was Laros, wasn't it? Was the next one on track. He's just going through the final corner now.
He's got a bit of traffic out of him though. Let's see how that plans out.
Yeah, Capel there. 2:39.2 for him, by the way. We know he can do 2:38s because in the practice there, just before quali started, he'd done a 2:38. So again, might have been a mistake from Laros. So it's two of the guys up near the top making a few mistakes. So expect better laps from them. So the next one really, I think it's Silver. The next the top guys to really watch out for. Where is he? He is just entering the final chicane now. Let's have a look. Good exit there. This was quick. This will be 2:37 surely, for sure. Yep, 2:37.6 from Silver there. Great lap from him. Takes provisional pole for the moment. Good lap from Silver. Now, where is the man of the moment, Ross McGregor? He's just entered the final sector now. And apparently he's even to the second sector according to my timing, so this could be interesting.
That's going to be interesting there. Let's see how he does in the last sector there.
See if he can be nice and clean. The flying left-hander here, very easy to get it wrong. Oop. A little bit wide, just held to the tail there in the mid-corner, which set him out wide. Appears to have dropped off a lot of pace, actually. Geez, this is not even going to be a 2:40 from my timing. Maybe a mistake there? I'm not sure. Yeah, he must have spun or something during the lap, so it's going to be a slow lap. Yeah, 2:46.8, so... Another one who's got more pace in him. Got a few little errors here in the first laps for these guys. Simchich, by the way, back at the bus stop chicane. He's just coming onto the main straight now.
Let's see if he can improve his lap down there.
So it's looking very close. Oh, there you go, 2:37.5. Ed, so 0.125 second faster than Silver, so he takes pole now. And good, this rivalry might happen.
That's not a bad lap here in qualifying here.
Yeah, definitely very true. As we said, 2:37's probably going to be around about your sort of top pace, so good lap there from Yernick. Very impressed with stuff. As I said, I'm thinking that rivalry might actually happen. I'm very happy with that. I thought I was just sort of being a bit hopeful.
They're very close so far.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there goes Laros at 38.8 there, so moves into third. It's good stuff. Of course, we still have Ross lap, and if he does a similar lap, we might have a three-way tussle for the lead, which could be really, really good to watch.
The fight we never saw last week. There was still, every time there was one of them missing.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, well, I guess it's the thing sometimes. I mean, one of them has an issue which sort of ruins the fight, and things happen. So hopefully it won't this time. Hopefully we'll actually have a nice, clean and hard fight during this race.
That would be good.
Oh, hello. Oh, Ross was on a lap, but he's really... Yeah, this doesn't look like it's going to be much better. He just sort of basically drifted it through Lake Holm. I mean, the campus section, sorry. I always get those two areas confused. So look. Yeah, no, he's not going to improve. Well, he might improve, but he's 1.8 seconds off the second sector, so... What do you think? Is it maybe the sickness here just sort of affecting Ross, do you think, Gary?
It has to be, I think. It's a long lap here, but got half an hour. He's got another 20 minutes to set one good lap in, so it shouldn't be varying too much so far.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah, he's got the time, 20 minutes, so we're only a third of the way through, so plenty of time left. And you'd think he would surely eventually get it lap right. I mean, even with the sickness. I think, as we said there, I do think he's showing a little bit here, because this is another lap that's a bit... Let's have a look. Still is a 39.1, still off a fourth. So credit to him. But we do know he can go quicker. We know he can do 2:37s at least, so he'll be on to keep an eye out for as he tries to get that lap right.
It's going to be interesting to see, though, if he can't get a qualifying lap in directly, how he's going to do in the race.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, if he can't just link a lap together, how's he going to link a whole hour together? It's a lot longer, so that's very true. we'll definitely want to keep an eye out for and how he goes if he drops off actually during the race. Again, as we said, credit to him for being here. I mean, you know, he's definitely not galloping away in the championship like we thought. He's only got about a 70-point lead over Silver, so every point counts at this point in the championship.
Silva's keeping him honest there.
He is indeed, isn't he? Let's have a look. How far off is he? Not sure, doesn't say. I think he's on lap, is he? Yeah, as long as he's on lap, so... Oh, hello. Stanjak's just gone off down there and I think Blanchimont there. Spinning right in front of Silver. So he'll be just starting a lap, I believe Silver will be, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
Looks like he's got a bit of visual damage though, so it might slow him down there.
Ah, there you go, yeah, so maybe a little bit of contact with the traffic there on the outlap. Also, Kostovsky's 9 of a second apparently off the lead to the second sector. And I believe timing-wise, I switched to him just earlier in the lap, and he was 3/10 up on the leader according to my timing. So, and I think he had to pass Tim Ling, so a little bit of traffic may play a part in this lap here.
He's got another 8/10 second to play with to beat his own personal best there.
He's got a lot of time to at least his best, which is an improvement. And I mean, if he really was 3/10 up in the first sector, who knows? We might even have Kostovsky here going into the mix, which would be really interesting to watch. There you go, 38 faucets, not bad. 9/10 off the lead, that's pretty good.
Within a second. Could be the fourth guy within a second there.
Let's hope so. That'd be a good battle. Imagine that, 4 of them tossing it out at the front for an hour. That's something I'd like to see.
Especially if the long straights here, nice slipstreaming, and it's hard to get a gap here, I think, when there's a couple of people that are really close. Just like we saw last week at Montreal.
Yeah, very true. I have to agree there. And I mean, and that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, you can maybe get away in the corners, but then you just slipstream back up to them on the straights, and then you learn from them. So I have to agree. Let's have a look. First sector, he is only 2/10 off. So yeah, I know. Who knows? He doesn't appear to have any traffic this time around, so who knows? Ooh, a little bit tail happy there, but that's okay. A little bit more tail happy.
I think what we can see from here is that it's not really easy to do consistent 237s here, so it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be quickest over a race distance.
Yep. Oh, hello, Simonjic. 237 flat. I just switched to him then as he was crossing the line. What a lap that is. There you go. Just going, try and beat that, lads.
It's not bad there, what he's doing.
So there you go. Just a little bit of a... giving everyone a bit of a challenge. So Silver's on a lap, but he's a second off to the second sector, so I don't know if he's going to get close. Keep an eye on Kostovsky. He was only 2/10 off the first sector, although I'm pretty sure that was the 237.5, not the flats, so he might be a little bit more off in reality. Let's have a look. Larosse is on a lap. Gregor is on a lap. He's still trying to keep kick going here. Also, just quickly I point out, obviously Paul M. Jones is a additional sign-up for this round, and he's sitting in 6th, so not bad for him, I must say, considering he's a sign-up just for this round. He hasn't raced at round 1 or 2, he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, just like we saw last week with Oscar. He managed to put him there the second race, which was pretty damn good.
Indeed, and oh, right, that was who joined, right, Rodriguez is here. Rodriguez is here. He's in the building, so he may even have a 5th guy. I hope we do.
That's going to be an awesome fight then, if he can mix it up with the other guys in front.
Oh, yeah, indeed, I agree completely. That'd be amazing. 5 of them fighting at the front for an hour. I'd be up for that, that's for sure. Especially with strategies, with stops and everything. It'd be fantastic. So we'll keep an eye on him. He's only just come out of the pit lane. He's only just joined, so we'll have to keep an eye on his pace. But if especially if round 1 is even to go by, he has the pace to be pretty much equal pegging with Silver. So he's half second off the first sector, so again, he's not really looking close enough. So it looks like everyone's struggling to really get close to Simonjic here. So it must have been a damn good lap. Yeah, so it's interesting to see. I mean, I'm looking at Silver now, but as I said, he's about half second off the sector. So I don't really think he's going to challenge on this particular lap. looking now though. Well, we got Kostovsky, he's on a lap. I don't know how far off he is, but we'll keep an eye on that for you. Hang on a second, where is... where's... Oh, hello. Right, I just saw that. There you go, McGregor, 36.4.
Wow.
So, what were we saying about him not feeling too well? I think he's just gone, oh yeah, I'm not feeling too well, but there's the 36.4 if you don't mind. So there we go. McGregor just basically saying, yep, bam, there it is. So 6/10 quicker than Simoncic. I was wondering where he was because I was looking at 6th and where the hell has he gone? And that's where he's gone. He's gone to pole. So there we go. Ross McGregor again, just pulling out of the bag. Even when he's not really at the top of his game, you wouldn't think if he's not feeling too well here. And he's still 6/10 quicker than the next guy. It's unbelievable. Doesn't really look like anyone else has maybe had a challenge on their laps currently.
You never know. Simoncic is only 5/10 off. It's a long lap.
It's true, it is true. Good point. Oh, well, there he goes though. Just straight lines at through-lay comms there, so I'm guessing that lap will be aborted. Oh, hello. Drift as well, but there you go. So Ross McGregor there, just after struggling initially to get a lap in, is just an absolute blinder in all of a sudden. So there we go, 36.4. That'll be hard to beat, but let's hope so. Let's really hope they can bring a challenge to him, because that'd be fantastic to witness. Yeah, because Simoncic, I believe, was on outlap, so he's not actually on lap currently. Silva, 4/10 off the first sector. So I have to keep an eye on him. Maybe he can at least get into the 36s, that'd be good. Kostovsky, I believe, is just starting a lap, I think. Have a look. Oh, geez, he went a little bit all over the place there through Eau Rouge, but he manages. Oh, hello. Ooh, Laros, apparently 1/10 off in the first sector. So maybe even Laros here could put a bit of a ace out of the hat here.
He had a good fight there last week. Wasn't on the pace of the leaders, but his fights was one of the best I've seen.
There you go. So yeah, he's got the racecraft. Is I guess what we're saying here. He's got the racecraft to do it. Maybe not the pace, but
if he can qualify near the leaders, I figure that he can keep up with consistency and maybe be a threat at the end of the race.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, even at Sebring as well. I mean, he didn't quite have the pace of the guys, the top three or the top three. But you know, he hung on the back of them. He was able to keep with it, even though his pace wasn't as outright up there as theirs. But he's got a bit of consistency. I'll give him that. Doesn't really seem to get himself in too much trouble. So he's got that consistency down pat. And I reckon in these cars, especially around here, it's a massively beneficial thing to have. Let's have a look. Second sector. No, he's dropped off. Yeah, he's 9/10 off. But this would still be an improvement if he can keep it up. Should move him up the order surely if he can keep this lap together. But he does have Stanjek just ahead, so I'll be interested to see if maybe traffic here plays a part. You'd hope not. Stanjek 8, by the way. I'll have a look here, I'll keep an eye on it. I don't think he'll quite catch him, so he should be good. Yeah, Laros. 10 minutes to go, by the way, or about 10 minutes to go, so we've got about another third of the session left, 2/3 of the way through.
Still plenty of time for a fast lap.
Yeah, exactly. Very true indeed. A lot of time left. Let's have a look at... It's going to be an improvement, I'm sure, but it won't be enough to be pole. It's a 38.4. Moves in front of Kostovsky there. Gains a spot. Up to 4th now.
Stanjek there jumping a spot into 7th position with a 240.9.
There you go, yep. So also Stanjek improving as well. Showing good pace here, by the way. So I noticed that Sebring, he seemed to be struggling a little bit on pace and consistency there, but he's looking pretty good here. Hanging around in the middle of the field.
He was looking pretty good last week as well. Had some good battles.
There we go. So yeah, maybe even Sebring just not one of his tracks actually. So I'm interested to see if Laros is getting a nice low here, just a little back end of his draft. That could really help his lap here. Let's have a look. 3/10 off in the first sector, so he's not quite as good as last lap. Oh, hello. Oop, and yep, Randy goes through late comps.
Out braking himself there and just braking into the corner, having oversteer.
Yeah, exactly right. Spot on there. I know one who was on a good lap. Oh, he's 1/10 off to the second sector was Simoncic, but looks like Hans Snap is actually sort of his way there, so I don't think his lap's going to keep going, but 1/10 off. So Simoncic was close, but I think a bit of traffic there may have just hindered that lap.
We'll see. At least it's promising for the race. We saw him have a good start last week and with the races actually. He might be able to jump McGregor there for the first corner.
Yeah, hopefully, and then maybe you can try and hold him back for as long as he can, really fight him. Let's hope so. Yeah, it looks like the lap's kind of been compromised by the traffic, which is a shame, because as I said, he was a 10th off. I saw the middle sector from my timing, so stay second, but that's good signs. He might be able to continue that on. He's still got 8 minutes, so plenty of time to get that lap put together. Keep an eye on that. Either way, as we said, good signs for the race that he could really bring a fight to McGregor there. As McGregor, he is just sitting in pit lane at the moment, which is probably a good call in the end. I mean, he's probably going to be in the top sort of half of the field with that kind of lap for sure, so might as well save his energy for it probably if he's not feeling too well. Be a good call. And looks like Silver's on a lap, but I don't think he's going to improve. Yeah, no, but 239 there. Kostovski's on. Oh, hello. Oh, someone who did just improve. Paul Jones there, doing 38.1. So here he is. Additional sign up for this round, and he's sitting in 4 currently.
Damn good walkout we've got here.
Yeah, just comes out of nowhere. Goes, yep. Would you mind signing me up? Yep, we'll put you in, and bam, there he is, 4th place, mixing it with guys who have shown fantastic consistency and pace in this season so far. So here we go. Who knows? Good bit of a wild card if he keeps it at it. Where he is? Oh, hello. Simoncic, he's up in the first sector by 0.072, so here we go. Challenging. This could be good. And it doesn't look like he's got any traffic ahead, so this can be a clean lap from Simoncic.
He needs 0.5 of a second to jump first position McGregor here.
Indeed, yeah, he needs time, but I know, I think if anyone's going to get it, I think it'll be Simoncic. I mean, he showed a lot of pace in the pre-season race and round 2 as well, so if anyone's going to do it, I reckon it'll be him. Silver, probably the main candidates. Have a look. Oh, hello, look at that, 2/10 up, second sector, here we go. It's on, ladies and gentlemen. Ross may not just walk away with this one, as we have seen in prior rounds. Thinking of round 1 in particular. Looking good, Simoncic. Looking very settled in that car, I must say.
It's looking a lot better than the first lap he did out there.
Yeah, definitely, very true. Look at that. That looked nice. Very much in control. No wild moments there. This is looking very promising indeed. It's going through the bus stop now. This has definitely got to be. If it's not going to beat it, it'll be extremely close. Looking very, very good. A little bit of a tail wag there. Yeah, a little bit of a tail wag, but I reckon he's got surely. It'll be close. Here we go. And yep, there you go. 236.35.
What a lap.
Fantastic lap. Look at that. And he's so a 10th up. That's all it is. 1/10. How close is that for such a long lap? It's ridiculous, really. McGregor still in pit lane, so he hasn't flinched yet.
We haven't seen much from your guy Rodriguez yet. He's in 10th position there.
Yeah. I was wondering how he's going, but it looks like he's struggling a bit. It's possible he hasn't had time to practice. Maybe he's just been busy or that kind of thing. It's always possible, so it's a real shame. I hope he can get up, because he was good at Sebring. He was very entertaining in that second race. I always remember that grandstand finish with him and Silva was just ridiculous in that second race. So close. Unbelievable.
While you were talking there, Simoncic lost it there on the top of Eau Rouge. Just had a spin. But he's still going for another lap there.
Yeah, I can see there in the first sector, 10 seconds. And so yeah, he'll abort that lap. He's probably just going to keep going though. Probably a good call now, because if Ross just eggs in pit lane now, so he's not going to lie down. He's thinking he's probably going to... Oh, sorry, you go.
Yeah, he'll have to give it a go.
Indeed, yeah. I was just thinking he's probably going to keep... Simcic's just going to keep on it probably and stay on the pace in case Ross goes quicker. It's probably a good call in the end.
Well, they have to keep in mind that it's a long race they're doing and it's only a short warm-up after this. So they might be better off just starting a bit further down but fresh for the race and able to do the whole race without getting tired.
Yeah, it's very true. It's a good point, especially with Ross feeling not quite at the top of his game at the moment. So he's out. He's he wants to fight it. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, that lap to me looked pretty much bang on. I mean, you couldn't get much quicker, surely. I mean, maybe a high 35 if you absolutely like nailed the lap, which is hard to do in these cars. But aside from that, I reckon that's got to be close to the limit, surely. We'll see. I mean, let's have a look. Jones is in pit lane, by the way. Says my hope he's going to head out, so it's possible he's content with fourth, which is a good call in the end. I mean, he's an additional sign-up, and he's near the top of the field, so I'd be pretty happy too. So let's have a look. Ross is on a lap at the moment. Not sure how far off he is, though. I don't know his first sec time. He's down in 6th at the moment. He's kind of dropped off a little bit here in this qualifying session.
He's just there lurking with 2 seconds off the pole position, but he's only 2/10 off of Kostowski, who's in 5th position. So he's got something to race for here last couple of minutes in qualifying.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, and him and Kostovsky have had some good battles throughout the season as well, so far. So they've got a little bit of a rivalry going. So interesting to see if they can reignite that again here at Spa. Have a look. How is he? He's 1.6 off the lead, but still room for him to improve here on his personal best, maybe. Not a lot, but it's something. He might be able to just improve that slight amount. It's about into the last minutes 40, so pretty much about, well, the next couple of seconds will be probably the last lap you can do. Any later you won't be able to do another lap. About now, so last lap's now. Kostovski's just entered one.
Sorry to interrupt, but LaRose went off and Blanchimont there.
Ooh, yeah, just caught me into that. Ooh, that's not looking nice there. And he won't be able to, he'll be able to do another lap. Has he got major damage is the question.
I don't think so. He hit the wall, but it wasn't bad there. Just hit the wall a bit with his front bit of the car.
Alright, yeah, from the external view here, it's not too bad. Like, he's not missing a front bumper or anything, and he looks like he's going on with it, so that's good for Laros. He can at least do another lap. Maybe challenge for that win, that pole. Simichich is on that now. He's 2/10 off to the first sector. So, doesn't look like he's going to... No, he might be able to find something. We'll keep an eye on him. But Ross is just about to come up on the end of the first sector.
Yeah, Paul might be a bit too much for the roast there, but with only 2/10 of a second, he jumps up into 4th position there. So he's definitely got some guys close in front of him. A reason to go on here.
Yeah, very true. I mean, that could be a battle as well. That sort of fourth battle there could be one to watch out for. But Gregor's on a lap. I don't know what his first sector is. Unfortunately, my timing there didn't pop up with what the difference was, so I'm not sure how close he is, but we'll keep an eye on him, that's for sure. You look at Simichich again. He's, oh, okay, there he goes. Only a 10th off. Simichich to the second sector, so he's finding even more time. So if he can maybe not have that little bit of a tail wag out of the bus stop, he might even go quicker. Just to really go try and beat that Ross. Okay, there we go. My timing's up, by the way. It's 1/10 Ross is off in the first sector. So very close between these two at the moment. Meanwhile, just thought I'd mention Silver's in pit lane. Fortunately, Silver's seen this one out. Still in 3rd, so he'll still be there to race him during the race. So definitely don't count him out.
He's got a big gap in front and behind him, so there's not much reason for him to go out so late as qualifying.
Oh, look at how close that was. 0.017 off his best there, Simic. It's so close, but he can do another lap. He's got time here to do one more lap. So well timed from him. I think Ross actually might not. And he's 8/10 off the middle sector. I reckon he may have made a mistake in that middle sector there, Ross, so I don't think he's going to improve.
Doesn't look like he's got time to start another lap either.
So this might be it for Ross there. So that, I'll be honest with Simichich, that's pretty much quickly timed. He can retime that much better. So he's got across the line with about 30 seconds left. And yeah, look at that, Ross has cancelled it. He's aborted. So there you go. So it looks like next guy on a lap is Kostovski's gone back to pit. Ross is, he's just spun it there, I think in the last sector. So yeah, there you go. Looks like last one's on laps are down the field. So yeah, it looks like Simichich is our pole man here with a 36.3. Although I think he's on a lap, yeah, although he's 4/10 off the first sector and he's made a mistake out of late comms there, so probably not going to improve. I just noticed Bidstrip, by the way, he's down in 8th. He was only half a second off the first sector, so improve his lap maybe? Look, how far off is he? He is 4.2 seconds. He's 4.2 seconds off. He's only 2.9 off to the second sector, so maybe he might be able to improve.
There's an opportunity there for sure.
If he can improve by, what's it, 3/10 up, it's the gap to Rodriguez, who's, by the way, in 7th. So he's improved somewhat, Rodriguez, but he's still not quite there. He's still a couple of seconds off that sort of leading bunch of guys. So obviously, as I said, it's possible he didn't have enough time to have a really proper practice for this round, which may be why he's just lacking a bit in pace here. Keep an eye on this, though. He's pretty much the only one now on a lap Bidstrip, it looks like. Seems like everyone else is pretty much done. So he had a good amount of time. He had about 1.3 seconds to within the final sector. Although it does look like he's fallen off. Let's have a look. And yeah, I don't think he improved there, so he stays in 8th.
He locked up there. He locked up there going into the final bus stop. That wasn't any good choice left on there.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And I think, oh, hang on, well, Betty, no, Betty's not on a lap. He must have aborted as well. So I'm pretty sure that is it. That is everyone done on laps. So end of qualifying here for this endurance race. And here is your order. So it's Yannick Simoncic, you'll be on pole. He's 0.148 a second ahead of Ross McGregor. So very close indeed between those two. And that'll be the battle, I think, to watch out for during the race. Third place is Guilherme Silva. He is in third, 1.2 off the pace. Then Paul M. Jones, 1.8 seconds off the pace, is in fourth. As we said, additional sign up, and he's got fourth. So kudos to you, my friend. Jarek Kostovski, 1.8 off as well. He's in fifth, so he's pretty much dead even with Jones. That could be a good fight that could ignite during the race. Of course, you've got Laros. He is in sixth, 2 seconds off the pace. So again, there with Kostovski like he's been most of the season, really. They've been very similar on pace. My man, as I'm going to call him now, Silvano Rodriguez. He is 7th, the 240, 3.9 off the pace. Bidstrip, he is in 8th, the 245. Betty is 9th, the man for our profile. Look at, by the way, for this round, Dennis. He's in 9th. Stanjek is 10th. Ramsbottom 11th. Anderson 12th. Capel 13th. Shillito 14th. Smith 15th. Snep 16th. Ling 17th. And Duploy rounds out your field in 18th. So there we go. That's your field here for this race. 18 guys. So good numbers, I must say. I think it's slightly more than we had round 1. Oh, hello. I think someone just DC'd. No.
Yeah, that was me. My iPad crashed.
Oh.
I'll be rejoining soon. No problem there.
They'll have our factors sometimes.
In the meanwhile, we can start our prize question for today for the premium membership at Race Apartment.
Yeah, well, we may as well. I mean, we usually wait till halfway through, but let's get out of the way. Why not during the warm-up here, seeing as it is a one-race affair? So, of course...
Yeah, no, we do that in a break, but there's no break in this endurance race, so we'll just take it in a warm-up this time.
Alright, cool. So, so you want to do it now, or during the midpoint of the race?
Let's just do it now, get it out of the way, and focus on the racing later on. Good
call. Alright, so just so you guys don't get sidetracked from us talking about the giveaway during the race, we shall do it now here during this warm-up, this 5-minute warm-up. So basically, I'll... oh wait, are you writing up the question in the chat box, Erie, or...?
Yes, I'll ask the question in the chat box on raceapartment.com, and you have to send the answers Yves LaRose on Race Apartment via personal message, and there will be a winner picked from the people that sent the right answer to him.
There you are, perfectly explained. So much easier when you've two of us.
Yeah, tell me about it.
We both know the pain of solo commentary for 2 hours. It's not the... Well, it's fun. It's just really kind of kills your voice.
Yeah, I saw some comments from that the last race as well. In the end, my voice was going away a bit, and some people thought I smoked something only available in the Netherlands.
It's yeah, I can understand. I'm sure a few people think the same thing for me, that maybe I popped off and taken a smoke or something during the break or something, and suddenly just lost my voice. A fair call. But But yes, there's, Yuri will be doing the giveaway now for you guys, so look at the chat box for that question and send your answers by PM to Yves Loros on the forum at Race Department. That's where you send your answers to, and of course we pick at random. I believe it's at random, or is it first person to answer? It's first person to answer, isn't it?
No, it's at random.
It's at random, right, sorry.
So.
Yep, so at random we pick one of you who had the right answer, and to give you free premium membership, which is always fun. It's always nice.
I'll repeat the question here on stream as well. So the question is, how is the first corner called here at the Spa track in Belgium?
Lovely, good question that. I like it. Fantastic track, Spa. As we talk about Spa, of course, the legacy that Spa is aware of. I remember just a little related thing, I did a endurance race here. It was a half distance 6 hour Spa, which is one they do with the old GT cars, like the Daytona and the Ferraris and that kind of stuff. And yeah, did a half mile of that. Retired after 40 minutes because the engine blew up, but such is the way of things. It was fun though, it was fun.
Yeah, speaking about endurance racing, I've recently done a 12-hour endurance race here.
Ah.
That's the real stuff.
Yeah. I done 124-hour race at Le Mans. That was interesting.
It's going to be interesting to see though, because the cars we raced were a lot more forgiving than these cars here, and of course it was just pedal shifting instead of H shifting, and I figure lots of these people use heel to toe as well, so it's going to be interesting to see who can keep it up for about an hour, the races.
Yeah, indeed. No, it's going to be good. I'm very interested to see it because, as you say, they are, well, one, they're fragile, as we've already seen this season. They're very fragile engines, and because as well, people are heel towing, and some of them like to use the head shifter, or the classic shift system. They also, I think I was reading on the forums, they also are more likely, of course, to over-rev it and blow the engines during gear changes, of course, because you've got to do the gear changes with the hay shift. So that could be something to look out for. As I said, will say credit to them because it's not easy using the head shift and the classic sort of style with these cars, that's for sure. So credit to them. But yeah, we should see how reliability goes here because, I mean, as at Sebring, of course, we had a couple of retirements in both races with engine failures, and that was only, about half an hour. So this is a full hour, roughly, a full hour race. So I'm interested to see how the engines hold out because, as we know, these are damn fragile machines, these Porsches.
I heard some people already adjusting the gear ratios to not rev the engine too much in the straights to counter that problem. Because last week at Montreal, lots of long straights, of course, and there were a couple of people that burned their engines.
Yeah, no, it's a good call, man. I mean, you might lose a slight amount of pace and lap time, speed from shifting slightly early, but I mean, if it saves the engine, definitely a fair trade-off, I'd say. So we'll see. I'm gonna stand by my man Rodriguez here. I'm standing by him. I reckon he should. I'm hoping anyway he'll improve during the race. He usually has, like pre-season as well. Started off sort of down the back and then clawed his way up through the field by the second race, and of course Sebring was quicker there. So, but the good old favourite announcer, by the way, in my ears he's massively loud, so that's why I had to just stop there for a bit. But I'll still be keeping an eye on him, good old Rodriguez. So don't count him out because I'm not going to. So, here we go here, 15 seconds until the grid is lined up and ready to go here at Spa.
Let's see if Simoncic can repeat his good starts he showed us last week at Montreal, and McGregor to the first corner there.
Indeed, very true. Here we go, 4 red lights for the hour-long race at Spa. And we're away here. Simoncic there looks like wow, he's got a very nice start. Look at that. He is away.
He's shooting off.
Yeah, he's just got a nice gap over Ross already. Oh, hello. There's a bit of a dodgy move at the back of the pack there, but everyone gets through by the looks of it. Always challenging him through La Source.
Was the defending the inside, but Silva going around the outside there, which becomes the inside going through a rouge here.
Yeah, this is a brave move. He stays side by side. I'll give him credit, but no, he doesn't. That's a good ball. I mean, we're early days here. You don't have to go side by side through our Rouge. It's a very, very, very brave move, especially in these things.
Yeah, I was gonna say side by side in a Rouge is something special, but in these cars, which slightly goes sideways a bit, it's not worth the risk in the first lap here.
Yeah, agreed there, that's for sure. So Ross, he's already, look at that slipstream. He's already right up to the back of Simoncic there. Oh, hello.
He's locking
Ooh.
up a bit though.
Yeah, I was about to say, he nearly went up the back of Simoncic there. It was very, very close. Managed to pull it up though, so we're all right. But Simoncic leads here in the early stages. 23 laps of this circuit. A long race here in these cars. As we said, reliability will be a question mark. We'll be keeping an eye on that. Pace will have the consistency.
Looks like LaRose has jumped Kostowski here for 5th position, I think.
Yep, indeed. It's our recruit, Paul Jones, and LaRosse going at it, as well as Kostovski here. Ooh, LaRosse looks like he's got a bit more pace over Jones now at this early stage. As look at this, Kostovski's got a run. No, oh, hello. Ooh, interesting. Oh, that's close. That was very close. Didn't think I was going to end well, but LaRosse has made it work. He's up the inside. There he goes up into 4th.
Nice moves there. Quick work of Jones there into 4th position already.
Yeah, oh, that was a little nudge there from Kostovski. Sorry just to cut in there, but just a little nudge from Kostovski in the braking area. That was almost a bit dodgy there into Campus, but they get away with it. So Kostovski now wants to get past Jones. You can see how desperate he is. He doesn't want those leaders to get away.
Ooh, Jones going way too deep there. It allows Kostovski to go up the inside there.
Indeed, so there you go. He's up into 5th now. Jones to 6th. So, I mean, Jones is so great pace and quality, but does he have the consistency? And at this point, it sort of looks like he's struggling a little bit for that sort of race distance pace.
Keep in mind, those other guys in this league have races cars. Lots of races already done, lots of laps on every track, and he's in this car for the first race here. So that might hurt his consistency a bit.
It's very true. I'm just looking down here at 8. Ramsbottom, Stanjak and Rodriguez having an absolute massive tussle here as they come down towards the bus stop chicane. Ramsbottom inside, going defensive. Stanjak might even go around the outside. Oh, there! Round. Oh, no, it's a car park at the bus stop. Oh, that's a nasty accident there. Ramsbottom drops all the way to the back. Thankfully, no major damage. Caused a little bit of a car park moment there, but that was interesting.
Up ahead there, Jones lost it at the bus stop as well. He's way down the field now as well. He's gonna have to make his way back through the whole field again after his good qualifying.
It's a real shame there. He was, I mean, as you just saw in quali, he was very, very fast, but just seeming to struggle for that consistency. But again, as we said, first race of the season and the first one, the Spa, it's a challenging proposition to say the least. At the moment now, look at this, got a nice little train now behind 9th, that little moment at the bus stop chicane. So now everyone's just packed up behind Shillito here. Rodriguez is looking to the outside. Looks like he might even do it here. Look at that. Just got the speed down the straight. But Shillito will be on the inside though. Oh, hello. Oh, they're not going to go 3 wide, are they? Not going to go 3 wide, are they?
Oh, Shillito braking late.
I thought they were going to go 3 wide. I was going to go, that's not going to work and delay comms early on, but they get away with it. Oh, hello. Kappel's staying around the outside. He manages to hold on. Good stuff there from Kappel.
Rodriguez there giving way to Shillito on the inside. Smart move. So early in the race, not to go too wide there already.
Yeah, very true, very true. I'm not sure there what happened. There may have been a moment between LaRosse and Kostovski because I saw smoke in the distance as we were looking at that battle for 9th. And looked like these two had just gone off track, so there may be a little bit of a touch there between those two. They're battling for 4th currently.
Rodriguez there with a slight loft up at Shillito as well. Nothing happened after that though. And there Kappel in the inside there.
Well, that was a good move actually, nice and optimistic.
I thought he was going to go wide there, but he made the corner perfectly. Fantastic move.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a bit of an opportunistic move, wasn't it? Make a bit of a move out of a possible mistake kind of thing. But I will give credit to Kappel though as well, because he's kind of another one of a bit of a late sign up for round 1. He's doing well here, mixing it up in the midfield. But they're doing well. That's the battle for 9th at the moment. It's probably your closest fight. Sign from, actually, Kostovski and LaRosse are very close. This is over 4th. They're pretty much a line astern through Blanchimont towards the bus stop chicane. I think Kostovski's quite close enough. No, he's not quite, but he's right there. Look at that.
He might have to go into the first corner here.
Yeah, he's looking like, isn't he? He's getting that. Although, there you go. McGregor's a 37.5, quick slap. So he's catching Simoncic. There's another one to keep an eye on. Kostovsky not quite close enough, so he has to hold back, hold station there in fifth. But again, as we said, 23 laps, especially in these cars. I mean, that's just a one lap over half the F1 race distance, so it's a long race.
Let's see if McGregor gets a good run here in Eau Rouge. Looks like he does, actually. That's going to be interesting on a long straight here. He's picking up some speed from the slipstream here, going along the outside of Simoncic.
Indeed. Making him go the long way around. Remember, that turns to the inside for the left-hand part of this chicane here, so it's not necessarily a massive disadvantage in the end. He's going to hold it, is he? He does. There you go, around the outside. Clean as a whistle. Fantastic move from Ross there.
Take notes there, Rosberg.
Very clean, wasn't it? Just sort of, you know, so, oh, you want me to go around the long way? That's fine, I'll just do that casually, you know, as you do. Very, very casual move from Ross, though. He went a bit deep there, but so did Simoncic, kind of followed him down. But that's not over by any stretch of the imagination. Oh, hello. Ooh, has a look down at the corner with no name. That's definitely a fight to keep an eye on, but notice who's in the background, just looming. Silver, as always, just looming in the background. Don't count him out.
And Kostovsky there, still close to the ropes. He's not letting him go anywhere.
Oh, yeah, and there's still that battle as well, by the way, for 10th now. Jones has actually gapped them a bit. Also, where has... Oh, hello. Where's Simoncic? Shillito gone. I think he may have dropped back. Can't seem to find him.
He's in 14th position here. He's just behind that battle for 10th place, so hasn't fallen back too much. Maybe just a little off-track excursion he had.
Yeah, and actually Capel as well, as you can see, is 5th, so it's possible they may have had a little coming together. Oh, hello. Ooh.
Ramsbottom there and Buhon.
Yeah, I just saw that there. Came across screen, but he manages to avoid contact, so thankfully for him, that's a good thing. Actually, one thing, one person I'm noticing a little bit off the pace compared to especially Sebring is Duploy. Down in 17th at the moment. No, 17th? No, 16th, sorry, at the moment. He was, you know, in the midfield in about 5th or 6th at Sebring, so he seems to be struggling a bit here at Spa.
Still early days. We'll see if he can bring it back to the midfield there.
Indeed.
He's having a look here.
Yeah, I was going to say, could we just go right for the front potentially, because these two look like they're getting very close. Simoncic was looking at him at the bus stop, couldn't quite get it done though. Ooh, hello. Ooh. He just didn't quite expect Ross to break as late as he did there. Ross goes wide, hands Simoncic the lead, so there we go. And look at that, Silver's right there, so it's a three-way fight for the lead. Simoncic gets it back.
Silva there just letting the top two battle it out and just staying there, maybe preserving tires, saving a bit of fuel, so he can strike later on in the race.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very good play in the end. I mean, they've got 23 laps, plenty of time. Like, we're barely into the race at all here, so no need to go throwing it away in the first few laps. Just hang back, take your time, let them fight it out and be there at the end. That's where you want to be. As Ross is looking to the inside here, he's not quite close enough. He's not going to get it done, so Simoncic holds on, but it was a very, very close battle at the front. Let's have a look at 4th place. Kostovsky is still all over the Ross, holding on for the moment.
Just not close enough to make the move there.
Indeed, indeed. I reckon surely at some point he's going to at least have a go. He's very, very close. Been all over him this entire first few laps so far. Just looking back at that battle. We've actually got a battle for 10th here between Anderson and Rodriguez. Delay comms, I was side by side. Anderson has the move done by the looks of it though. Rodriguez is trying to get the exit down to the hairpin. Let's see if he can use that Red Bull power, give him some wings to get down the inside of Anderson. Oh, he does. Ooh, a little bit of contact. They get away with it. Is he going to hold it, Anderson? He might be on the inside here for the corner with no name and hold it. Or not. Rodriguez might hold it.
Still too wide.
Look at this. This is fantastic at the back end.
Anderson there with a very good exit there.
How good was that though? He held it round the outside of the hairpin and then just went straight back down the inside of the corner with no name. It was very good from Anderson. Go through Puon now. Ooh, Rodriguez, that was close. I thought he was going to tag him there, but he pulled out of it, thankfully.
Just in time there.
Yeah, it was almost too late, but he managed to do it. That's a good little battle there for 10th in the midfield. Just having a fantastic fight. Very, very good tactics. I mean, look at that. Just shows not just the leaders have the tactics, do they? Even the guys here in the midfield are having some fantastic strategic fights. And as leaders now, it looks like Minchich is holding on, but Ross is still there. And actually, Silver's just dropping back a little bit. It's possible that sort of lack of pace we saw in qualifying compared to the top two is just sort of setting in now.
I think he'll need the top two to fighting a bit to keep up with them.
Yeah, agreed. Just look at that 36.7 there from Simichich, so fast times. Silver, as we said, was, or as we saw, was able to do 2:37s, but didn't seem to be able to do much better than that.
I'm a bit surprised with McGregor's consistency though after his mediocre qualifying. He did a fast lap, but he had a couple of offs as well there.
Yeah, very true. I have to agree. I mean, he's just been out, isn't he? But I mean, he is Ross McGregor. He's got plenty of experience in various different leagues. So if anyone knows how to keep it on track, it's him. As we say, he might even just been trying to conserve energy as much as he could there for the race, and it seems to be working so far. Oh, hello, look back at fourth here. Kostovski might have a run down into Lake Hom. Ross just made a little mistake out of Eau Rouge.
Getting a little wiggle there, up the inside.
Yeah, yep, he's up
Looks
the inside.
Looks like he's got it.
Yeah, he might even have it done before the corner, it looks like. Yeah, it's down the inside. Will Ross hold on to it? No. Oh, gives him a tap.
Little love tap there. Oh, damn.
Oh, more than a love tap. He sends him off.
I think the second thing there wasn't Ross's fault.
Yeah, just sort of Kostovski losing it, but they managed to keep it going, so credit to him there. Could have ended so much worse.
Looked to me like he did a bit too much curb there and then settled the car with that.
Yeah, it's very true.
Either way, he'll have to start over all the work again.
Yeah, all over again. Kostovski's been hounding him for, what, 3 or 4 laps, and he's got to do it all over again. So that's a good little battle that's continuing there for fourth.
They're going on straight with the left off last week in Montreal.
Oh, hello, and just, Anderson's off at 10th. He's down 11th now. Him and Anderson looks like they may have had a little bit of a touch, because Rodriguez has actually slowed down to let him through. So I'm guessing there may have been a little bit of contact there, but Anderson keeps going. It's a bit of a hefty hit with the wall, so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he gets a bit of steering damage. We'll keep an eye on that. As you can see, look at that, Capel and Smith having a nice little battle. It's over 10th now. Jones is off again.
Smith going wide as well.
Yeah, just there's a lot of people just making little errors here in the midfield. This pack just will not stop battling, will they?
Yeah, Capel there, there's a laughing third. Not anymore as it goes wide here.
He goes wide as well. Now he's got Anderson all over him for 11th. Oh no! Oh!
That's not good there.
That's dodgy, yeah. I'm nearly certain that was a little bit of a tag at the backside there, and that's why, as you can see, Anderson's slowing down. I think he knows that was sort of his bad there for whacking him up the back. So he's slowing down to probably
not with the best line through campus there, but still not from Anderson to hit him. But I don't think he had anywhere to go, because if you tap the brakes mid-corner, you're almost certainly off into the gravel wall there.
Yeah, exactly, and I mean, it looks like they were both alright, I would say, because Capel there just flashed his headlights, and Anderson back. I think Capel saying, thank you for slowing down. Anderson like, yep, no worries. So I think it should be right, as you say. I think it was a bit of a racing incident there, but unfortunate, they drove off the back of that midfield now. And just looking for 15th here, Duploy and Ramsbottom at the back end of the field. They're having a nice little fight. Oh, speak of at the back end, let's look back and see Tim Ling go straight off into the wall there through Chamont. 17th, second last at the moment.
And they're at the front now, McGregor into first position.
Ah, there we go. Yep, while we were busy here at the midfield, McGregor's got back at Simichich. Sorry for missing that one there. Just looking at all the action in the midfield, but McGregor back in the lead. Simichich now second, but of course, Simichich has shown how much pace he's got. I would not be surprised if he gets back at him sometime soon.
And Lucas lurking there in third position, even 3 seconds behind there.
Isn't he? He's just a little bit of a fox here, Silver, isn't he? He just hangs back and he's just like, yep, no, you guys go ahead, fight. I'll just sit here, wait for you guys to make a mistake, and then I'll be there to pick up the pieces. But I think the thing that's impressed me with Silver throughout the season so far is how consistent he is. I mean, he's shown such a consistency during the races and been able to just avoid accidents, not make mistakes. So if anyone's going to be able to pick up the pieces, it'll be him. That's
going to help him massively towards the end of this one.
Yeah, exactly. Very true. And you never know what will happen. I mean, these two could get in a really fierce fight and mistakes can happen. You never know with these things, especially around Spa. So he's in the ideal spot. He does appear to be dropping off a little bit, though, as time goes on. So I don't know if he can hold on for the whole race. But, again, as we said, mistakes happen. You never know. So he'll be there to pick him up if that does happen. I will not be surprised if he sort of hangs around in there in that third there or
Yeah,
thereabouts.
of course, in this endurance race, we've got a pit stop, and he might be able to take some risks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he might be able to do the 2 tyre stoppers we were talking about rather than doing the full 4. So, yep, and we have a first DNFer, Tim Ling, as DNF there in 18th.
Simoncic here, he's got to run. McGregor lock you up into the bus stop there, and Simoncic with a good exit, but doesn't look like it's good enough to take the lead.
Yeah, no, not quite close enough, so he's just going to have to hang back. Again, look at that, yep, silver again, as we said, 3 seconds. So he's dropping back, but it's not by leaps and bounds, it's just slowly. So he's there, he's just there, you never know. If anything happens, he's there to benefit, so he's still got to keep that in mind. And again, as we know in the championship, silver's really Ross's main challenger at this point in 2nd place, so Ross will not want to make any mistakes to let him gain from that. Simoncic, of course, having missed round 1, he's a little bit back in the points. Who knows? You never know. Ross, though, look at that. He gets a nice gap, though. He had a very good exit out of La Source.
It's going to be interesting to see as well how much fuel these guys for this race, because it is possible to refuel, but I heard that if you take half of the fuel in the pit stop and half of the fuel from the start, you're going to lose about a minute in the pit stop, so that's a lot of time there.
Yeah, it's very true, very true. Although it looks to me, everyone's sort of settling down a bit here in this after the initial scuffles. Midfield's
There's a
pretty
good fight
spread.
going on at the place though. I think Shillito
Yeah,
just
I was gonna say.
overtook Smith there.
Yeah, that's probably the closest battle. I mean, that and the 4th place battle between LaRosse and Kostovsky. But yep, this battle now it's for 11th. Look at this. Hello, Jones got a good exit, much better than Smith. Might be able to get back at him here, get to 11th. And, oh yeah, look at that. Halfway down the straight, he's got it. There we go.
Blasting past there.
Yeah, Jones gets back up into 11th now. Let's see if he can chase Chilito. As we know, as we saw, I mean, he showed 1 lap pace. Does he have the consistency? So far, seems to be struggling a bit, but he might get better as the race goes on. Let's have a look at this lead. It's still pretty even Stevens here. McGregor's still leading. He's got a few tenths, 4 tenths actually, over Simoncic. But again, they're just sort of getting blows here at the moment.
Silva losing a bit the last lap though. It's about a second there.
Yeah, he's dropping back a bit now, isn't he? Just that outright lap pace that we saw in qualifying is sort of showing here. It's all well and good being consistent. If you just don't quite have the outright pace to stick with the guys ahead, then you're going to fall back. But again, a major accident happens, or if they get the guys ahead retire, he can be a massive benefit here. I mean, think of the championship. If Ross retires from some sort of problem, Silver would benefit massively.
Yeah, and I think this round is double points as well, so it's even more important than this one.
Exactly, yep, exactly right. So it's all there. It's there for Silver to win.
For 4th and 5th here, Kostowski is gonna have to let LaRose go a bit. He's got a bit of a gap here for about 1 second. Wasn't as close as it was at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, I just was going to point that out earlier when I looked through. Their battles seem to have simmered down for the moment. Possible Kostovsky's just sort of thought, early days, we've got the whole race, let's just settle it down and get to the end and be there at the end, because they've obviously realised that they're probably going to be 4th with that instance. So
interesting thing here is that Capal's already been in it, but the pit window hasn't been opened yet, so I'll have to do another one later on.
I was about to say, I was just seconds away from saying the same thing. I noticed it when looking at LaRosse and Kostovsky. He's pitted. Well, 1 minute 5, I reckon that's for damage. As you can see the front end of his car there, he's missing the bumper, so I'd say he's had a big hit with the wall somewhere. So I reckon that's a damage stop, not a scheduled one, which is going to fall him well back. But again, points are points. You take them when you can. So if you just finish, I mean, with the amount of retirements that could occur in terms of engine failures and so on, you never know. So keep plugging away is what I say to him, and that's what he's doing.
If you can keep it consistent here from now on, he might pick up the pieces from other people that make mistakes and still gain a fair bit of points.
Exactly right, exactly right. And speak of consistency and keeping things on track, Ross McGregor now, look at that. He's got a little gap now. It's about a second back to Simoncic. So it seems Ross is just beginning to put the foot down a little bit here after that initial scuffle.
I think Simoncic might have made a mistake, because at the finish line it wasn't even 4/10 of a second to gap between them.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. That would, to me, sound like the most logical explanation, because we know how close they are in pace. They're pretty much even Stevens. So I would say he's made a mistake somewhere in that first sector. Because, yeah, look at that, it was 3/10 the first sector, it's the second now. So he must have done it during that, in the early part of that second sector there, made a mistake somewhere. That's what's dropped him back.
That said, Silva lost quite a bit of time too, so maybe McGregor just had an awesome run through Rouge and Lecombe.
Also, just a quick one out here. Kostovski's in 4th. Laros is down in 5th, and he's actually a bit of a gap back, so it's possible there may have been a bit of a spin from Laros there, or some sort of mistake, which has gifted Kostovski that 4th spot. There we go, Kostovski's now in 4th. He's got a gap to Laros, but I'm interested to see if that closes up over time.
That's too bad though, it was looking to be a good fight again. We saw it already this race and last race, we saw them really going at it.
Indeed, as actually, you're speaking of that lap being good. It looks like it was indeed. It was the fastest lap from McGregor, a 2:36.73, I think it was. So that may be why he's just them, because it was just literally that good of a lap. So
that's
good
very
laps from
close.
McGregor.
That's very close to his qualifying pace actually. So it's interesting to see if he's maybe let out a bit of fuel there to overtake Simoncic here in the first stint and just refuel a little bit. But Simoncic still is quite close, so if that's the case, he might jump in the pit stops that are coming up soon, because they've done 8 laps now and the pit stop window is opened.
Indeed, yep, it's a very good point. But I mean, as we know, Ross has shown some fantastic so far this season, so we'll have to see, but pulled the lap out there. But we'll see. Simoncic, as we know, is Simoncic. I mean, he's just as fast, so I wouldn't be surprised if he hangs on, comes back at him, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. As we said,
he came back a little bit last week there in Montreal.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, and I was just going to say, with Ross not quite at the top of his game, feeling a little bit sick, I mean, you know, that can always have an effect, you never know.
I have to say I'm quite impressed by Ross though, still going strong. He's already done 8 laps and he's even overtook Simoncic, who had the better pace in qualifying while he's sick.
It's commitment. It's commitment.
It really is.
In terms of battles, this is another one of those points where it's kind of settled down a bit, really. There's not really... Although, actually, I speak too soon. 10th place right now. Jones is quite up the back of Shillito. He's all over him down the Kamal Straight. This is for 10th.
He's
Looking
gonna
down the
look
inside.
down the inside into Lecombs. Now Jones, what happened to Shillito, I mean?
I'm not sure,
Did
yeah.
he just let him go, or is there something wrong with his engine?
Not sure, yeah. It did seem like he just kind of really fight it too hard there, so not sure. Maybe he just knows Jones is quicker and he just thought, you know, rather than fighting, I'll just let him go, have my own race, move on.
It's a long race.
There. Yeah, there's a flash of headlights there just through that little short straight though. I wonder what that was for. Maybe he felt it was contact? I'm not sure. There you go, Jones back up after obviously that fantastic qualifying and just sort of having a few mistakes here in the race. But he does seem to be picking up that consistency, I'll give him that. So keep an eye on him. He might come up even further as the race wears on.
He's only 15 seconds behind 7th place there, so there's still quite some places to go in for him.
Indeed. Oh, hello. Ross has actually lost 5th to Bidstrip, it looks like. So maybe another mistake from him. He's just trying to get it back now. They're side by side down towards Blanchimont. They'll be brave if they go through their side by side. I'll give them that. They're not going to. Good call.
No, it's not.
That's very, very dangerous in these cars, that's for sure. I mean, it's just enough in F1 cars, let alone Porsches.
He's having a look here, though.
Indeed. A Bidstrip, look at that. Pretty late break from Bidstrip. He may have outbroken himself, though.
Setting him up for the pass here. We had to lift off there. That's going to cost him for Eve there.
Indeed, he just I guess, quite timed it right there and had to end up lifting so he didn't hit Bidstrip. It's not quite timed right, but he's looking to get back.
And they'll deploy now in the pits, so he's looking to undercut some people, I think.
Yeah, there we go, tactics at play already. As we said, pit stops, we were expecting them, it looks like they're happening. Long pit stop though, 1.5 minutes. Capples was only 1 minute 5, so a long stop here from deploy.
Might have had some damage.
Yep, I was just about to say, we've just been pointed out by cameraman, Laros is off, just out of Eau Rouge, and that is big damage to the front of that car, and I reckon it's a puncture, for sure. Front left puncture, or front right, sorry, and that is just awful news for Laros. He's going to drop well down. Got to go a whole lap with a puncture, and that's going to drop him way back.
I wonder what was going on there, because he had a couple of mistakes earlier on as well.
Yeah, he's just, well, and just even the last few laps, I mean, he was in front of Kostovsky, and then he was behind him, and then he dropped behind Bidstrup as well. So a few mistakes, it seems, from Laros.
He might have had some
big time.
damage.
Yeah, it's possible he may have had some steering damage or something like that, which could have contributed to these mistakes. Remember, he had that moment with Kostovsky about 4 or 5 laps ago. So you never know, but that's a real shame for Laros. He's going to drop way back. He's got to go a whole lap with that damage to drop him way off the back. So a big shame for Laros. It's, it's the ways, I guess, in racing. Have mistakes like that can happen.
And he's into the wall again, and the steering with his flat front right.
Terrible news for Laros. Really terrible news. It's looking really promising here.
He's gonna have to be patient here. Try not to put too much and damage the car even more than it is already.
Yeah, exactly.
These left-hand corners are gonna be really hard.
Oh yeah. We're just looking at the lead again. It's 1.1 at the moment, so Simoncic is just dropping ever so slightly, but he's holding on. And actually Silva's dropped back quite a way. He's now 9.2 off the lead. So Silva just not quite got the outright pace. He's in a bit of a whirl of his own at the moment. Kostovsky in 4th. I reckon he's been just slowly catching Silva potentially. Actually, I reckon that gap wasn't that small last time I checked. And otherwise, there's a bit of a battle here for 6th, 7th, 8th. They're all pretty close. It's Jack, Betty, and Rodriguez. My man, Rodriguez. In 8th, he's caught onto the back of Betty quite fast. You might remember to go down to the bus stop chicane. Maybe he's really closing on
He's had a good exit here.
Yep, had to brake there actually to avoid
it.
Had to avoid Betty. And he's may have gone, he's still going to stick it. Yeah, he makes a move. Betty almost just let him have it there. I mean, Betty maybe just knowing, long race, don't want to throw it away. I'll just let him have the position, have my own race. Probably a smart call, really. That moves him up to 7th now, Rodriguez. So, as I said, he's just coming strong a bit here in the race. Just possibly getting used to the car, improving as time goes. So, one to keep an eye out for maybe later on.
He might have something for 5th place, but I don't think he can go much further than 5th place because it's already like 40 seconds out of him. That's a lot of time to make up on this track.
Yeah, I have to agree. I mean, he can come back all he wants, but there's a long gap up to the leaders. So I mean, I agree. I think sort of 5th-ish is probably as best as it could get for him, depending on his pace, of course. But one we just had in the pit lane I noticed was Jones. He's in pit lane now, doing his scheduled stop. Laros has finally made it round as well, by the way. That'll be a long stop for him repairing the damage.
In 17th place here, it looks like Deployer's got a left rear puncture.
Oh, it's
There's
nasty
sparks
for Deploy.
flying there.
Oh, yeah,
He's
I
not
agree.
having a good race at all. He's already been in the pits once for damage and looks like he's gonna have to come in again.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. I think he's definitely got some kind of damage there. Ooh, let's hope he can make it round, but I want to go around for Deploy here. As I said, I mean, I remember Sebring, he was, battling amongst sort of 8th, 9th, but not having a good day here at Spa, and off he goes. Ooh, into the wall.
Let's see if he's going to continue here.
Yeah, I was going to say he might even, he's stopping. He might just call it here. Yep, he's called it. There we go. So another retirement. Deploy now out. And actually also, we've had Shillito go as well. I didn't even notice that. Shillito's out as well. So 3 retirements so far. Simoncic as well, by the way, does the best lap at 6.7. So he's replying to McGregor here. It's half a second now. So here we go. Bit of fight.
He's catching up.
Indeed. They have something bag here that we were sort of thinking maybe he didn't. But he looks like he's got something in reserve he's just been keeping back. As well, Kostovsky's in, by the way, for his stop. And what is going on with... Oh, no. Don't tell me. I reckon Jones may have a pit stop glitch. Because he's still in pit lane. He's been in there for a good 2 minutes or so. Yeah, nearly 2 minutes. So, what's going on here?
Like I said, maybe it's refueling, because if you take 4 tires and refueling, it's gonna take about 2 minutes to do a pit stop.
Okay, yep, that's true. It's very possible that might be what he's doing.
Because he's new in the league, he might not have exactly known that and tested that already.
Yeah, very true, yep. We'll keep an eye on that though, he's still going there. That's a very long stop. One I did notice, by the way, fights-wise, Betty in the pits, mate, what was it for? It's for 6th, it's for 6th now because of everyone pitting. It's Rodriguez and Stanjak. Rodriguez up the inside at La Source, and he's got the move done. So moving up another spot here, Rodriguez, finding pace as the race goes on.
Let's see if Stanjak has got something on the demonstrator with good access from Rouge.
Indeed, as Betty's and he's still in pit lane, Jones. 2-minute 45. So I reckon he may have glitched. It can happen at times where your pit box glitches and you can't get out. I reckon that's and he's escaped. Yep, that's a real shame if that's what that is. I mean, what a shame for your first race after you're doing so well. So if that was a pit stop glitch, a massive shame for Jones there. Nothing he can do about it. So unfortunate times. That
Very
leaves,
unfortunate.
yeah, it leaves 14 left in the field. So pretty high attrition here, but it is Spa. I mean, we expected it. If any track was going to have it, it'd be here. And also, McGregor appears to have just that gap up again. So Simoncic, he's hanging on, but McGregor's able to respond, it would seem, to his ups in pace.
Gonna be interesting to see when they're gonna, because they can pit until lap 14, and they're going into lap 12 now on the finish line here.
Indeed, and yeah, you're right. Yes, he's still not pitting. And we'll see if Silver pits actually, because of course we know he's just sitting there, being a bit of a fox here, just strategizing. And he doesn't pit, and a 36.669 now for McGregor, another new fastest lap.
Silva looks like he's keeping it very consistent here with lots of 37s and now a 38.1. So it's just keep it consistent, maybe waiting for the top guys to have a fight again to catch up like he did earlier in this race. But looks like if they're not fighting, if they're just chasing it, so Silva doesn't have the pure speed to catch up or keep up with him.
Yeah, it's very true. It is. I mean, he's dropped back quite a way now. I mean, he was hanging on a good few seconds in the first laps, but he's quite a way back now. It'll be over 10 seconds to the lead. So, I mean, I was just going to say, just it's a pretty big mistake at this point to catch back up.
Yeah, I was thinking that he might have lost some speed and he couldn't see them anymore, but his lap times seem to be consistent. It just seems to be that if the top two guys aren't fighting, he just doesn't have the speed that the top two guys have.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, as we saw in qualifying and practice, he seemed to be able to do 237s, and he couldn't quite do 236s. Definitely not on a consistent basis. So I do suspect he just doesn't quite have that outright pace to keep with these two now that they're trying to, just really fast laps and not fighting.
Or maybe he's just holding him back a bit, trying not to make mistakes and just get it to the finish line.
That is possible, yeah. We won't know, of course, until after the race if we ask him, but yeah, it is possible. It is possible. You never know. There's always tactics, especially in a race like this.
We've already seen quite a lot of people with some damage, so you never know.
As Bidstrup and Stanjak are in, and Smith, so more guys pitting here. That's why the order's a little bit different, because Rodriguez is up to 4th now, thanks to people pitting, so he's obviously leaving it late. Also, by the way, Bidstrup 30-second stop, so is he doing that strategy? I reckon he is.
So he must have just changed the rear tires, but it's going to be interesting to see now because he's got new rear tires and that's going to give him quite a bit of understeer. And with already worn front tires, he'll have to manage them to not wear them too much and just go on straight without any front tires anymore.
Indeed, yeah, it's going to make that balance a little bit tricky to manage. If he can do it, it could very much help him a lot just with track position. So we'll keep an eye on that for you.
And it's becoming close for the lead here again. And they're both going into the pits.
Ah, there you go. Yep, so we battle the pit crews here and strategy. I mean, what have they both on? Let's find out. And Silver, is this the one actually? Yeah, I think this is one of the last laps they can pit. Although, yep, Silver's in too. So have a look at that. They're right line of stern in the pit bays too, like right next to each other. So let's see what happens. This is going to be interesting. Battle of the pit crews. Silver coming in as well. He's going to peel off into his bay as well, right in front of them as also. All three of them.
It's going to be interesting to see if he only changes 2 tires, he's going to rejoin in the lead of this race.
Indeed. It depends though as well what these two at the front do. They might even do the 2 tires as well. I mean, let's find out. 30 seconds is coming up, so if they're going to do 2 tires, they'll be exiting any second now. And there goes the tires for McGregor. Oh, and there you go.
Simoncic breaker in the pits.
There you go, yeah. So, interesting. I reckon he had to refuel less. That's why he was quicker there. So that was a defining factor. Silver as well. I mean, I reckon Silver even just needed a little bit of time there too, so Interesting times. Interesting times. Simoncic now retakes the lead. He's got a bit of a gap now. Back to, and yeah, look at that. McGregor's pit time, 37.5 seconds. Silver, 34 seconds. Simoncic, 3.5. So there you go. It must have been fuel, is my guess. He just had to put a little bit more fuel in than the other two, and that was the factor in the end.
Gonna be interesting to see now if they've not refueled enough for Simoncic. He might have done it really close to jump McGregor there in the pits, but he might have done just a bit too little fuel in there.
Yeah, exactly right. I agree. I mean, it'll be interesting to see. We'll keep an eye on it, though. That'll be interesting to come up at the end of the race. As, Rodriguez also, by the way, pitting from what was, I believe, 4th. And he's in 5th now. 6th, Anderson, he's pitting as well. The guy who actually is in, who should be in 5th, sorry, by the way, when they get round his bid strip. And he should beat Rodriguez out, yeah, because Rodriguez doesn't exit pit lane. Looks like he's doing possibly a full tyre change, make that pit stop. Interesting to see, look at the field though, it's all pretty spread apart now. It's a bit different because it looks like a lot of people have, some have done long stops, some have done short stops. It's a bit of a mixed bag now.
Yeah, it certainly is. Bit strip there, lock you up into the first corner with probably just one front tire, so it's not ideal what he's got, but like I said, that 30 seconds in the pit stop is hard to make up.
Yeah, indeed, indeed. And it is a long race, but it's not that long that that sort of time is really easy to make up, so you've still got to consider it. Let's just have a look. Uh-oh. Oh no, Rodriguez is still in pit lane. Minute and a half now. And tell me he's got the same glitch Jones has. So his rear end's still up. Oh no, I reckon he may have a glitch as well. Terrible stuff here for Rodriguez after coming through the field, if that is a glitch.
That's not nice to hear at all.
No, but we'll keep an eye on it. As you said, 2 minutes at a time if you do a full stop, so he may just be doing a full stop for all we know. We'll keep an eye on it though. No, it looks it's over 2 minutes now. I reckon he glitched as well. That's just awful news for Rodriguez there.
See if a glitch or it might have had a bit of damage.
It's possible, yeah. We'll keep an eye on it though. I'll keep an eye on it if he eventually comes out, but as we saw, Simoncic in the lead. He's got a nice gap now to McGregor thanks to that shorter stop. Silva still in 3rd, still a gap.
Simoncic is going into the pits here, so he's probably got a drive-through.
Oh, hello. Drama abounds. There you go. Simoncic from the lead. Hitting in, and that, yeah, he's gone past the pit box. It's definitely a drive-through. Actually, hang on. And Silva has 2. Oh, no. We've got drive-throughs, I reckon, for 2 of the leaders. Unbelievable. Wow. That's right, because these cars obviously don't have speed limits, do they? So you're going to manually manage that pit lane speed limit. So it's possible they just were
looks like they
too
have
eager on the throttle. Yeah.
They might have gone from the pit limiter going out of the first corner there, but of course the pit lane here taking on the old pit lane as well.
Indeed, yes. So that drama stuff here. McGregor has just been handed a gift. I mean, look at this. He's got a huge lead now. I mean, that is just an absolute gift for him.
Without a mistake, Simoncic is not going to be able to catch up that much anymore.
No, definitely not. And Kostovsky, by the way, he's now in 3rd. He's taken silver thanks to that. So, just drama abound here.
And Silva,
and, oh, hello.
just now.
By the way, I'll just mention Rodriguez finally out. 3 minutes 30. That is a long stop.
And Kostovsky now really close to Simoncic.
Hang on, I'll just move to that now. You're right, yeah, he is. He's close, but do remember that Simoncic has shown a lot more pace, so I would assume that he'll surely get away. But, I mean, that's just drama, hey? I mean, it must have been the pit lane speed limit that must have just went over it. Maybe even they just put the gas on a little bit too eagerly at the end of the pit lane and just went over it, and they were pinged.
Yeah, well, obviously both pushing cars were half a second apart, and if you just get a little edge like we saw with Simoncic, he can jump in, but that's of course the risk, getting that pit lane speed not right and just serving a bit drive-through there.
Indeed, and so 27 seconds is McGregor's lead, so he could really just put the legs up here and cruise, to be honest. So McGregor literally handed a gift at Spa. Which is a shame, so I reckon we were in for a grandstand finish with the pace they had, but such is the way of things, not much you can do about it. Things happen, but...
You never know though, because McGregor is sick under the weather, so without that constant pressure of Simic, he might lose it here.
Indeed, as we know, another thing, again, anything can happen, so one little mistake, a little spin, and suddenly Simic could gain right back up again, so he has to stay on the track. It's his challenge, just keep it consistent, don't fall the pressure. We'll keep an eye on it, but there you go, drama abound. But again, hello, what is going on with... Alright, Kostovsky, I think was just lagging out, right? At least for Simic, one good thing is he's still second. So, you know, he's still going to be pretty much where he could have been at worst before the pit lane drive-through. So not the worst thing in the world for Simic. And come to think of it, same for Silver as well. I mean, he's only dropped one spot from that. So again, not terrible for Silver as well. So it could be worse. Could have been worse, this that way.
Yeah, of course. Looks like McGregor's taking it a bit easier now with a 2:38.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. So I think he knows. He's got the gap. He's got the 30 seconds pretty much in arrears. No need to go completely psycho on pace, especially as well. He's got a lot of traffic around at the moment. So
It's just going to be a case of bringing it home to the finish without making any mistakes.
exactly right. Spot on. It's just looking through the field. Yeah, for old Rodriguez now, 14th. He's way off the back now thanks to that absolutely humongously long pit stop.
And just ahead of McGregor, it's Lagos going at Ram's bottom here for 8th position.
Yep. Ooh, well, on Ross has a lockup, which just conveniently lets McGregor through. That's handy for McGregor. It makes things easier.
I'll bet he'll say that that was a purpose.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. But no, I locked up. No, I totally meant to just leave the gap conveniently on the corner apex, obviously. Corner entry, sorry. No, yeah, it's convenient from McGregor. And now, ooh, Ram's bottom there. Oh, hello. Ram's bottom have. Oh no, look out! Engine fire. Oh, and then Smith off in the background too.
Oh no.
The Ram's bottom is gone. That is a burning engine if I've ever seen one. What a shame. I saw him. I reckon. Yeah, I saw him just sort of suddenly slow there, and I reckon he revved the engine way too much when he shifted down. So,
Yeah,
massive shame for Ram's bottom.
that's quite a big fire there.
Indeed,
Can have a
yeah.
barbecue with a rear spoiler there.
Oh yeah. Set up the pan, put it on the top, roast some bacon and eggs if you want. Although it's probably not the time of day, but sausages, some steaks. But that's a shame for Ram's bottom. And Smith as well, by the way, as I was mentioning there, he also went off in the background of that and had a little bit of a contact with a wall. I think he's got a puncture, but he has lost his front bumper, so he may pit. I'll just keep an eye on this for us just to see what happens. And no, he's going to continue on. A fair call, really. He's got a good gap back to Snap, so he may as well just keep going. Sorry, Capel. Another retirement. That is 13 left now. 13 out of, was it 17? 18, sorry. So, big attrition rate here at Spa.
Seems like the field has settled a bit now. That's what you'll get in these longer races.
Yeah, indeed, very true. Especially with the penalties, things have just spread out a bit now, so there's not really any battles really happening at this position. Yeah, I actually can't find a battle. So, everyone's in their own little world at this point.
Yeah, McGregor really slowing down now with a 39.7.
There you go, yeah, he knows, and good call in the end. Depends on the person though, I have noticed. I mean, some people seem to... They work better if they just constantly push, so that they're less likely to make a mistake when they actually keep pushing. So some people just keep pushing even when they have a big gap, but, others, they can back off and make less mistakes. It just depends on the driver, really.
He still has to watch out though. They've got about 7 laps to go, and Simmons is about 2.5, 3 seconds per lap quicker.
Yeah, you never know.
Slow down much here.
Oh yeah, and as we said, with traffic popping up every so often, it may throw a bit of a spanner in the works. You never know. Just takes one mistake from a lap car, maybe not going the right way, or a bit of a misjudgment on both parties' parts, and it could all end in a disaster. You never know. But yeah, it's a pretty big gap. It's about 24, 25 seconds. Kostovsky, I mean, he hasn't quite dropped off as much as I thought he would off Simicic. He's kind of kept him in check, which is good to see. But, you know, he's just been slowly dropping off.
He's doing nice lap times here, 2:38 and 2:39s.
And Silver in fourth, he's in a world of his own, as I said. Again, he's...
Silver there, they held up.
He doesn't look like he's going to really catch Kostovsky. I thought he would have caught up to him, but he hasn't really done that, so... He may have to just settle for fourth at this point. And again, you know, he's only really lost one spot from what he would have got without the penalty, so it's not the worst thing for Silver.
Even before his pit stop, Kostovsky was keeping the gap really steady to Silver, so I'm not really surprised that Silver can't give up. Kostovsky has shown some very good pace. And Silver now making some mistakes, losing the rear end a bit there as well.
Yeah, maybe the strain of this long race taking a toll on the drivers now. Coming 6 to go, so within the last sort of 20 minutes now.
He might have chosen to only change the front tires, so that's why his rear might be sliding on a fair bit.
It's true, yeah, he may have tried a bit of an alternate strategy, which is fair enough. I mean, he was quite a gap behind, was within range of the guys ahead. It was worth a shout.
Especially if they would have chosen to change all 4 tires, he would have been in the lead with about 20 seconds.
Exactly, yep. Spot on. And, yep, that's, again, as we said, no really any battles happening. Everyone's pretty much in their own little world here.
Doesn't look like Bitstrap is catching up to Silver either, so...
Indeed, it's all pretty quiet, really. Everyone's just in hold stations mode. It's a shame, again. I mean, we had a bit of a grandstand finish on the way with Simicic and Ross, but of course looks like drive-through penalties occurred, which is a bit of a shame, but such is racing, not much we can do.
Closest I think is for 11th, but there's like 5 seconds in between Capel and Snip.
Yeah, indeed. We'll be interested to see if Rodriguez can actually catch Snap, because he'll have a lot more pace, but that is a big gap he's got to catch back up.
So he's gone out of the pit stop, seems like he just had some damage there that took a long time. I heard someone say the damage could take up to 4 minutes in the pit stop, so that's a long time to stand stationary.
Oh yeah, even a long track like this, there's just a lot of time lost. So, and as it's possible that he maybe he had the option checked and he forgot to uncheck it. I know I've done that every so often. I've gone, I won't do the damage, get to the pits, like, oh, and I forgot to untick it.
Yeah. Looks like Rodriguez is about 5 to 7 seconds per lap quicker, so there's a fight brewing up here. He might gain some positions, but it's a bit disappointing for him to be fighting for places outside of the top 10 after he's shown some good racing before that long pit stop.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, he was up to about 7th, I think, on track that stop. So it's a shame, but such is the way of things, as we've said already a number of times with racing. But he is catching Snap. But again, a big gap. But we'll keep an eye on that. He might gain a position. It always helps in the championship. Ross McGregor in control here, thanks to what looks like penalties anyway, we assume. So it's a bit of a shame for the fight. Still, it's a bit of a gift for Ross after being a bit under the weather here and still turning up. So again, credit to him for actually showing up here and still having fantastic pace, really. So credit to him.
It could be interesting actually for 10th position, because Smith is in 10th position now, but as you said before, he's lost his front splitter. He's losing big time to the people behind him.
And so is Capel. So Snap will be catching them. Rodriguez is catching Snap. So they may even have a little bit of a four-way tussle if they really close up at the end. That could be interesting. But just a thing I noticed on mine. Quickest lap from Simicic, 2:36.3. So pretty much even with qualifying. So Simicic isn't letting up, even though it's a massive gap to McGregor.
It's 5 laps, so he's got to make up more than 5 seconds per lap. So
yeah, I don't think it's going to happen, but I mean, you never know. He's probably being optimistic and thinking maybe. And in the end, take the fastest lap. Why not? It's a little bit of you can say, yep, got the fastest lap. May as well.
Yeah, fastest lap, pole position. He's only missing the win at this point.
Yep, exactly right. 21 seconds now, so he is catching, but again, it's a big gap to catch back in such a short time.
He's keeping some pressure on at least.
Indeed, yeah. McGregor will have the timing up on his LSD. Probably have the LCD screen monitor there that is in R Factor. We'll be probably keeping an eye on that gap and seeing it shrink. So it would be a bit of a psychological pressure, that's for sure. Yeah, he's keeping the gap to Kostovsky. And Kostovsky's keeping the gap to Silva. There's a big gap to Bidstrup. There's a big gap to Stanjak. There's a big gap to Anderson. It's just, that's the tale throughout the field. Big gaps amongst everyone, except for sort of from 10th down to 14th. They're all, they're within striking distance. You never know. Sorry, 13th, I mean.
Yeah, about that. Rodriguez made up seconds there the last lap on Snip.
That's a lot of gains there. So I wouldn't be surprised if he at least catches Snap. And with damage to the other two, you never know. Oh, hello. I just went to Simonjic there briefly. He just seemed to have a little bit of a moment there with Betty trying to lap him. A little bit of contact, so there's a bit of a moment for Simonjic. We'll say one good race. I reckon good race to Bidstrup. He's always been sort of in that, just off the back end of the top, off McGregor and LaRosse and all those guys. He's always just sort of hung off the back of them, and it's been very consistent, very instant free for him, so credit to him.
Are you sure Cabal lost his front split as well? Because he probably lost it before and then repaired it in pit stop. It's a bug, at least I know enough to do it. Doesn't show that it's fixed the damage. His lap times are pretty good. He's doing 244s now, and would be really on pace if that would have been without a front splitter.
Indeed, yeah. Yeah, as I said, credit to Bidstrup, and he's, fifth's probably good for him, good points. He's a 10th, I believe, every race so far, so he's there, he's, finishing well, so it always helps for him. He might be helpful to his championship. Let me have a look here at this gap between Capel there. I reckon he's slowly catching Smith. Snap's pretty much holding station, and then Rodriguez is absolutely flying up to the back of those guys.
It's Capel with about 6 seconds per lap, so he's going to close up right about at the end of this lap, and then I suspect him going to pass Wizard Smith in 10th position fairly quickly.
Indeed. As we said, Rosenberger has been really quite a dominating performance here at Spa. Again, helped by penalties. I mean, it was looking like a bit of a close finish, but such is the way of things. He's got 23.4 now, Simonjic, so he gained a little bit in that last couple of laps. Again, I suspect Simonjic had a little bit of a coming together with one of the lap traffic there, so that may be where he lost the time.
Simonjic is keeping decent pace, so it looks like McGregor did up again. Simonsic's last lap was a 2:37.
Yeah, there you go, yep. So maybe just replying to closing in. Oh, as Capel has made a little mistake with the hairpin there, so he'll drop off slightly off Smith. But yeah, look at that, Rodriguez is flying up to Snap. So I would not be surprised if the next lap or two he's on his side. Of course, remember though, they have, all those guys there from 10th on have one less lap to complete than the leaders, because they are a lap down, so keep that in mind. As we come across the line now, 3 to go for Ross McGregor. He's got to bring it home at this point, and he's doing just that.
He's got 3 victory laps to go, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Just a bit of fun, maybe, if it's not too risky, he thinks. But a good race in the end. I mean, again, consistency has always been what he's had all season long so far, and he's continuing it here. Again, Capel is definitely closing on Smith. A little bit of fight for 10th, maybe. I mean, that's something to watch. As dominating run home from Ross, thanks to some penalties. And also, of course, Rodriguez still catching Snap, so that can close up too. I don't think he'll catch Capel and Smith. They're a bit too far up the road, but he should surely be able to be very close to getting to Snap.
I think he's got a chance at Smith, because he's doing about 10 seconds quicker per lap. Remember, Smith without a front splitter, so he's losing lots of time there.
Indeed, yeah. Yeah, he's lost a lot of time, so I'd say surely Capel can have a go here for 10th. And again, as I said, they've got 1 less lap, so they've actually got 2 to go, not 3. And Rodriguez is just absolutely flying up the snap now. He's probably going to be on the back of him halfway around the next lap, I'd say. That's how fast he's closing at the moment. Very, very fast closing, right?
He's doing faster lap times as Bitstrip in 5th position, so that shows the pace he's running now.
There you go. So, I mean, it just shows if he didn't have that long stop, he may have even been up there on the back of the strip. So, fortunately, it's racing. We can say coulda, shoulda, woulda a lot of times in racing, but it's not what happens. So, just got to roll with it and keep going. And yeah, look at that. Capel's pretty much all over Smith now for 10. Got to think surely he'll get him done. He's just had so much more pace than Smith has here in this last sort of half the race.
It won't be hard to outbrake him into a corner.
Yeah, he might even try here in the hairpin by the looks of it. Yeah, goes down the inside. Oh and
no.
There's contact. Yep, and he's half spun. And in fact, he's fully spun. This may even, you know what, Rodriguez might even get 11th hit. Ooh,
taking quite a while to get
Bitstrip.
going there.
Yeah, Bitstrip nearly went into the side of him there. It was very, very close. I don't know, that looked a bit, you reckon? I was thinking a bit of a sort of close the door there from Smith, really.
Yeah, he was on the outside there, but I'll have to see it again, judge that now.
Yeah, very true. It's on for after the race to look at that one. It was very, not really sure from looking at that view. I'm sure it'll be looked at after the race to see what happened there. But it's a shame for Capel. He drops off the back of Smith now. As hello, Simoncic, 35, 2:35.909, new fastest lap.
Wow.
Yeah, so even quicker than qualifying by 4/10. So he is not slowing down, Simoncic.
After 20 laps of racing, still doing that pace, that's amazing.
That is very, very impressive. So it looks like, though, as long as Smith can keep it on the straight and narrow, he should have that 10th zone up. Again, remember they're 1 lap less than the leaders. They've only got 1 lap to go next time round. And Rodriguez is pretty much up to snap now, so he should have 12th surely at the very least.
Couple not far up the road either. He's going through Blanchimont now.
Indeed, yeah, so even a slight mistake from Capel and Rodriguez could even get 11th here. As you look at that, he's just, look at that, absolutely flying up there. Ridiculously fast closing speed. He'll surely just stick it up the side of the bus stop or go around the outside. Yeah, go around the outside.
On the outside, no problem there.
Yep, a little bit of a moment there as he went to brake because he just was on the dirty stuff there off the racing line, but and just to get it done. So move done, he's up now. So position gained, and as we said, Capel's only just up the road, so he may even get 11th. Yeah, keep an eye on that. 2 to go for the leaders. So nearly done for them. As we said, Simoncic at 2:35. He's still pushing as if he's battling for that lead, despite being 20 seconds down on Ross. So credit to Simoncic, really pushing hard and really showing how much potential he has to keep with Ross and really challenge him for that the wins.
Smith is speeding up now a bit. He's 3 seconds quicker than he was before without his front splitter.
There you go, yeah, maybe even just getting used to not having it there and just getting used to how the car's feeling now. As Rodriguez is probably a good 4 seconds off Capel, so he's not far, but I mean Capel showed good, decent 1 lap pace, so not a guarantee that Rodriguez can get him.
He's been around 5-6 seconds per lap quicker, so I think he'll catch up fairly soon.
True, yeah, true. We'll see though, we'll see. You never know. Mistakes happen, of course. Both parties, not just Capel.
Rodriguez has been improving during the whole race, and just a second to last lap he put in a 2:38.4. That would have put him quite high up in the qualifying as well.
Indeed, yeah. As I said, he's done this even at pre-season. The first round he actually was pretty much on pace from the get-go, but pre-season I remember he was like that. He was quite a ways down at the first race, but second race he was getting really good pace at the end of that. So he seems to really improve quite a lot during the races. So he's showing it here. Just a shame again that long stop, but what can you do? And yeah, look at that. He's really closing on Capel, so surely he can get 11th. Surely. Last lap for Ross. He's just finished Sector 1. Really, again, the dominating performance, just like at Sebring where he pretty much dominated both races. And again, I mean, help with penalties, but still, bit of a statement.
Well, I think Simic will have to have something to redeem himself next week, as he's shown that his one lap pace has been quicker than McGregor. He's had a fastest lap of the race, and he was leading before he had to do this drive-through.
Indeed, very true. Very true. I mean,
And now
that's exactly right.
Capel going right there, and Rodriguez has got him into the bus stop.
There you go. Yep, ran the outside. So Rodriguez now up to 11th.
Easy as that.
Smith's only just exited the source, so he's not that far up the road, but they've only got one lap, so it's a bit of a tall order for Rodriguez there, but still, good recovery in the end.
Yeah, that might be a bit too far.
Yeah, indeed, as McGregor is just crossing over now to start the final sector here. This hour-long race, roughly hour-long race, 23 laps of stuff has been done, and it should be won here by Ross. He's got to keep on the straight and narrow for his final sector. And his win will be, the win will be his, the first of endurance races this season here at Spa. Last one is, as we said, just in the final round. He goes through Belgium. Sorry.
Bathurst's going to be interesting as well with these guys. Very close to the wall.
Oh yeah, and a very tough track just with even modern cars. So with these things, it'll be very hard indeed. But here we are, McGregor just coming through the bus stop now. It looks like it's going to be a win for Ross McGregor here at Spa at round 3. Continues his dominance here as Historic Porsche Cup. There he goes, across the line, takes the win. Great race from Ross. Once again, showing that consistency, that pace that he's shown all season long.
Fantastic win while he's sick. I didn't expect it after seeing him having a bit of trouble setting a qualifying lap.
Indeed, yeah, he pulled it out, didn't he, for the race. As Simincic, after what we assume is a penalty, still gets second though, so good result for Simincic. Good stuff for him in a second spot.
He's over the line now.
Indeed, 18 seconds in the end, so he closed in those latter stages, be expected. It was the last few laps. As Kostovsky, I think, sitting here around the bus stop. Look at that. Oh, nice. I like that. Doing some drift work around the bus stop chicane. He's going to take third. A podium for Kostovsky. Very well done. Very well done. Fantastic stuff from Kostovsky. Takes that podium spot. Silva, again, missed distant once more as he's sort of shown this season. He'll take fourth, again, after what we assume is a drive-through penalty. Kind of wrecking that podium, but still fourth. Solid result. Keeps him in the hunt for the championship. And fifth spot, just still heading up towards Blanchimont, should be Bidstrup, if you can hold on to it. Stanjek should be 6th at the moment. Oh, hello, Anderson. Oh, no, he was a lap down, right, sorry. Well, he's gone back to pits. Anderson, 7th. LaRosse, 8th. Betty, 9th. Smith holding on to 10th still.
He's in the size of Rodriguez, but he's just going to come short here.
Yeah, one more lap. I think one more lap and it would have had him, but he's just not quite got enough
even
time.
Half a lap.
Exactly, yeah. Or even maybe even just one sector may have done it up the Kamal Straight, but still, good recovery from Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets 11th, some good points in the bank for him. The 10th for Smith, 11th for Rodriguez.
Nice drive for Smith as well with other front splitter. He held on in the top 10 there, and he held off Capel there. Well, we'll have to see what about that move, if it was illegal or not, because it looked like there was a gap and he closed it, but either way, he held on to that position, a bit right for him.
Indeed, yeah, indeed. I mean, Smith, not necessarily got the pace of the guys at the front, but a good top 10 for him. Solid result, good points, he'll be happy with that. Rodriguez, as I said, good recovery for 11th, Capel 12th, and then rounding out your finishes, just crossing the line now, is Hans Snep. Rounds out your field, 13 finishes out of the 18 starters, so 5 retirements. You have Jones, Shillito, and Ling, just classified as DNFs. Ramsbottom with the engine failure, and Duploy with suspension damage.
And there's Steinbeck over the finish line, that's everyone in.
Indeed, yep, that is it. End of the race, everyone done. So Ross McGregor, another win for him. Once again, stamping his authority in this season and what really has so far been quite a dominant performance here.
And there's Andrew in the chat race apartment thanking us for the stream. It was a great stream too.
Indeed, yes, I thought it went quite well. So thanks as always to our wonderful people here who make this possible. Obviously, Yves, our league owner and runner, who makes sure the league runs properly and gets everything organised. Fantastic stuff to him. Really, really great stuff. Really good organisation. Does very well. Thanks to Roy, a man on the cameras today. Did a very good job. Very good job. Congrats to him. You again. And also have the flyer for the next round, next weekend. Would you mind? I'll let you want us to explain this one, Yuri? Give it a little bit of advertisement. Next, as always, as we say every time with these flyers, it's next weekend. Should be on your screen now. Same time as always, 2000 GMT. You know the time. I probably don't have to really say that much, do I? It'll be a fun round. Back to the sprint format, obviously. We're going to wait until the last round at Bathurst until we go back to the endurance. It's a shame because I actually quite like that race. That was a good sort of break from the short stuff to have a nice long consistency-based race, so give them that.
It was a lot more strategy involved in this one than it was in a lot of sprint races that we've seen.
Indeed. But yes, we'll go back to the usual sprint format. The next round. It should be an interesting round.
It certainly should be.
Indeed. That is at the... Terribly sorry, waiting for the thing to load. I believe it's Germany, yeah. It'd be Hockenheim, I think it is. Remember correctly? Yeah, Hockenheim. Yep, Hockenheim. That is February 22nd. Yeah, terribly sorry. I've had that at mind already, but had to rush into the broadcast. But, yep, Hockenheim, yep. Is the next round, February 22nd. 2000 GMT, as always, as we always do here. Round 4 of 6.
Yes.
So we're into the last half of the season. After that, what is after that? It's the Leipzig Porsche Test Track. That's round 5. So that's nice.
That's going to be something different to see.
Yeah, it's not a track that you really see raced around, which is good. I like that. It's something a bit different from the norm, which will be fun. It'll be fun. And it's a Porsche Test Track. I mean, I'm sure these things probably raced around there in real life at some point. So that should be good fun. And then, of course, we end at Bathurst, which is obviously the best track in the world, clearly. No bias at all, obviously. Not a single shred of bias right there. None at all. Not a single bit of bias. But yeah, that is the last round. Again, endurance format like Spa. That should be an absolute cracker. You know, modern cars around there are hard enough. Imagine these things racing around there. That will be something else. I'm very keen to watch that.
Taking the Porsches out of Europe into the Aussie land, down under.
Indeed. Yes. It's a very different land. Very different landscape. There'll be something different for the Porsches. I hope they're ready for it. Not sure if I am, but we'll see.
Gotta be interesting to see at least.
Indeed. So that basically is it. I'll ask you, Yuri, your final thoughts on this round and the season ahead in general?
It's going to be interesting to see if Silva can keep up with McGregor's pace, because Silva has shown that he's been consistent, but McGregor's been consistently winning, and that's something else, and it will be very hard for him to catch up to that.
Indeed, very true. Very good points there. And I basically same thing. Agree. It'll be interesting to see if anyone can take the fight to Ross here, who's really dominated this season so far. As we know, Simoncic has shown pace. Silva's shown pace. Others have shown pace. But can they string it together for a whole race?
I'm expecting good things from Simoncic next week, because I think he'll feel like he's left something on the table here with this drive-through.
Yeah, indeed, very true. Especially with that penalty, because as we said, I mean, he was ahead after stop, and he had the pace, as you showed in that latter half, to be able to beat Ross. But just that drive-through cost him, so he will indeed feel like he's got a bit of unfinished business there for the next round. So that'll be interesting to watch. But yeah, same thing from me. Same thoughts. We're really interested to see if anyone can really fight Ross here for this championship. I'm hoping so. But again, number of guys who have the pace to do it, but they just need to string it together for the race to be able to really fight him for that position at the end of it.
There are some guys that have shown have the pace, but not the pace consistently to keep up with him. Except for Simoncic this last race, but he's shown some little mistakes here and there, which has kept him from winning these.
Yeah, indeed, and of course, you've got guys like Rodriguez as well who have popped up and shown pace. Like at Sebring, he showed pace with the leaders, but it just has been a bit sort of inconsistent with the tracks on where he's good and where he isn't.
Maybe some more practice and he'll make it hard for the leaders for the next one.
Indeed, indeed. So I think that will do us here. No interviewees that have come in, so no interviews this round. But long race, our long race, I can understand. They probably want to cool off after that. I know I would. But that is pretty much the end of the broadcast here for round 3 of the Historic Porsche Cup. Obviously, next week, as we said, at Hockenheim is the next round, February 22nd. Same time as always, 2000 GMT will be the start of the broadcast. And on behalf of everyone here, cameraman, Yuri, and everyone else here who helped to make this possible, we hope to we hope for your company next round at Hockenheim. See you then.
See ya.